Hi guys, wee Bob here, and this is a kind of interim vlog. I'm hoping this camera stays up and it doesn't fall over again. Basically, in 2013 I decided to get laser eye surgery. I was wearing glasses at the time, and I thought, used to go out in the morning and I was cycling quite a lot to work, and I would go out and I would get on my bike and then I'd look up and go, I forgot my glasses. And I had a small prescription. I could see without my glasses relatively well, but things were blurry. So I decided to go and get laser eye surgery back in 2013, and it wasn't cheap. It was a kind of, I started working, started getting a bit of money, and I could afford to go and get it done. And I thought, okay, I'm going to get it done because then I can go swimming without having to worry about glasses, and I can see the clock on the wall if I need to tell what time we need to get out. Because I used to go swimming with the kids, and you'd be like, what time is it? And you'd be trying to squint and see what was on the wall clock. So yeah, it used to cause me issues having glasses. I played five-a-side every week. Five-a-side football or five-a-side soccer for those that are in America. So five-a-side I used to play every week. Used to go to the gym, and then I used to play five-a-side, and at that time people would come in and they would tackle me, and I would end up getting an elbow in the face, and my glasses would fly off and I'd need to go pick them up. And obviously a bit of danger there wearing glasses when you're playing football. And I tried contacts, tried different things, and then eventually I had enough money that I could afford laser eye surgery. So I went up to Optical Express in Glasgow, and I got all my consultation, and they gave me all the prices. And they kind of give you this a price for correcting your vision to like a standard prescription, or getting a custom based assessment of what you require. So I got a custom one, but it cost extra money, and they said this is what astronauts get. If astronauts go to into like space, they are not permitted to be able to have to wear glasses, is what I was told at the time. And I don't know how true or untrue that is. I never looked at it. It seemed to make sense to me that as an astronaut you would get laser eye surgery, or it would be a restriction in case something happened to your glasses in space. So I went for this astronaut package, let's call it that, and it cost a bit extra. So we're talking thousands of pounds. I think roughly it was over £3,000 for me to get my eyes laser surgery on my eyes. And so I went and got it done. This was middle of October 2013, and I came out. So you go in and they get you to fill in all the paperwork and sign all the forms, the disclaimers to say that later in life you might need glasses again because you're reading, and so on and so forth. And you go in and you lie down, and there wasn't really much to it. It didn't hurt at all. I remember lying on it was like a dentist chair, kind of a bit more fancy than a dentist chair, but same idea. And so you lay down in this, and they would bring over this machine that would come over your face, and then they put like a suction kind of cup in your eye, kind of thing over your eye, and you then had to look at this light. Now when they actually, because the laser does, I believe, they lift a flap in your eye, which sounds disgusting, but then everything goes blurry, and you have to look at this, in that case, this orange light, which I did. And I remember when I was getting it done, my eye was wandering, and the girl was like, look, you need to keep your eye on the orange dot. And I'm like, I'm trying, and obviously I had a bit of panic inside me, because I'm like, what's going on? Why can I not keep my eye in the same place? Now I might have astigmatism or a muscle issue, I don't know. So anyway, it all went fine. They finished the procedure, all was good. I couldn't open my eyes really at that point, and my dad had came along with me to get the appointment done. So he had come along with me, get the appointment done, and he basically had to guide me with me holding his arm back to the train station, because this was in Glasgow. So he had to guide me back to the train station, and I had these goggles to wear, and I couldn't open my eyes because it was like gritty. I guess the best way to describe it, the feeling that I had was grittiness. It was like having grit in your eye and you can't open, scratchiness. So you basically have to go home. My dad took me home, and I had these special goggles that I had to wear during specific times, and I had to sleep, and so I just kind of went in my bed and slept through. So point being, after the next day, kind of woke up and I didn't need glasses anymore. Everything was great vision, everything was fantastic. And yeah, so for the past 5 years I have had a few issues. I had an issue about 1.5 years ago where I kind of got an infection in my eye, and it lasted for a while, and I was on all sorts of drops, all sorts of different drops to lubricate the eye, to get rid of the infection, all that sort of stuff. And then things improved and I was back to normal again. We went to Oz, come back, and about 3 or 4 weeks ago I was like, I'm kind of struggling, what's wrong with my eye? And I'm at work, I do a lot of paperwork, I do a lot of reports, and I do a lot of reading. I've got to read reports and write reports and go out and do survey work, and so I do electrical engineering, which means I'm not an electrician as such. I tend to design the electrical systems for buildings, or look after legacy systems in buildings. So I do a lot of reading, theory and university and calculations and stuff like that. So unfortunately I had to book an appointment to go and see the optician, and I went a few weeks ago, and this kind of blurriness in my eye which I've got had came on quite suddenly, or relatively suddenly. So they did an assessment, they did an eye test, they tested the pressure in my eye, they did all sorts of different tests, none hurt, nothing like that or anything like that, but they did all these tests, and they've told me that I now need a prescription glasses again. Hence I am now heading in to the local town to go and pick out glasses. Not something I particularly wanted to do, but and it's just going to be that's what has to happen. That is what it is. If I close in this eye and I can look out my right eye, everything's fine. I'm just going to move this because I've stopped moving now. So yeah, if I close my eye, I can see fine out of this eye. I can't see fine out of this eye. This eye, when I close it, I can still see relatively good, but it's blurry. And in my line of work, when I'm reading all day, potentially for 8 hours a day, having blurriness in the eye really kind of, like, I can feel it just now, it just feels really dry. And it's just one of those risks you take when you get laser eye surgery done. One of the guys I listened to, I think his name is Scottish Geek Gamers, he was going to go get the laser eye surgery done, and I'd said to him, look, depends. The girl in the opticians had said to me that if you've got a small prescription, like a 1.5, then there's a good chance that that'll return, and that seems to be what's happened with me. So I'm going in to look at getting glasses again. There's a good chance in my future vlogs I will have glasses on, and I'm not really bothered. I think with my receding hairline and my I think I'll actually quite like going back to wearing glasses again, but we'll see. A wee bit frustrated, a wee bit annoyed. I mean, I've paid a lot of money. A wee bit disappointed. I contacted Optical Express and they just said that there's no kind of a lifetime service on that type of issue. The girl in the optician said I could go get my eye lasered again, but I'm not going to do that. Not if it's just going to last another 5 years and then I'm going to have to get glasses again. I'd rather just bite the bullet and go back to wearing glasses. And I think my eyes are okay enough that when I'm cycling I shouldn't need them. I mean, I can see fine, it's just like a fuzziness. So when you're reading really fine print, there's just a fuzziness to it. Anyway guys, I'm sitting here at the front of the wee town I live at, or close by. I'm going to flip the camera around because the waves are splashing about. You can see the big waves kind of splashing up there and not wobble about too much. And I've got a big mucky mark somewhere on my screen or on my window. But you can see the waves rolling in, splashing around out there. There's some rock armour underneath the water here to try and prevent future flooding. So they recently put that in, relatively recently. Over here, where this house is, this is where on fireworks night, November the 5th, now I know that's not a universal thing, so if you're in America, just imagine the 4th of July, we have Guy Fawkes fireworks night here in Scotland and in the UK, which is a bit of a odd celebration, but it is what it is when you look at the history of it. So all the fireworks get laid up along that kind of where the car is there, and we usually stand over in this direction. We usually stand over here somewhere. Usually there's a drone flying around and we watch the fireworks from there. So when it's windy and there's a high tide, when you come here, it's actually pretty spectacular. Some of the waves that you get to see splashing up over the small kind of castle thing. That's actually a chip in my windscreen that you can see up. Try and get my finger in. Whoa, up here, that is a chip in my windscreen, which I did get fixed by Autoglass. So yeah, I'm heading into Saltcoats. I'm going to go and try and pick out glasses. I'm not going to vlog that, but the next time that I might appear in camera, there is a possibility that I will have glasses. There's a possibility that they won't be ready by then. But I just wanted to put this video together to discuss that process and anybody that's considering laser eye surgery, my story about it, because it doesn't always work as maybe you expect it to. I did used to have a fellow colleague who had had it done 10 years before and he had no issues. He did wear glasses for reading fine print, but for me it just looks like I need to go get them back on again. Might as well get them, and if I need to wear them I'll wear them, and if I don't I don't. But it is what it is. I'm not going to be overly bothered about it. There's not much I can do about it, and if it helps me draw, especially with your eyes and you do artwork, you don't want, your eyes are the last thing you want to hurt or damage, and I do feel when I'm sitting straining at the screen that I'm not doing myself any favours. But because my right eye is fine, it's going to be a wee bit weird, because I'm guessing that the right eye will just have zero prescription, it'll just be a bit of glass, which is odd. So yeah, some big waves coming out. I'll maybe try and zoom in a wee bit more, but unfortunately I've got the zoom in the camera is not, it kind of, when you zoom in that far you're going to lose some, excuse me, some clarity. But you can see the kind of water rolling about there. My car's getting buffeted around by the wind. Anyway guys, I hope you guys are well. I will be doing some drawings. I'm doing a drawing at the moment that's taking a bit of time, and it's not going particularly how I want it to go, but I'm learning. I will hopefully get another, you've seen that big splash there. When it's even rougher out at the sea, when it's like this, you do get some real good spectacular waves hitting that side of the rock. And quite often on the news you'll see there's a town just down the road called Stevenston. They've got a railway right next to the sea, and they get spectacular waves there. They've just had to reinforce all their kind of front area to prevent any kind of flooding, and the railway kept getting affected. But whenever the news is on, or the Scottish news anyway, you'll tend to find that they've got Stevenston featured in the footage that they use. So anyway guys, that's me, and wee Bob is gone.